Have you ever played a game like Papers, Please and thought to yourself, this is intense, but what if it had zombies? Well, I found a game called Quarantine Zone that answers that very question. The gameplay is very similar, as your main job is to check newcomers for symptoms to determine if they are infected with the virus. The game started with a helicopter ride over a ruined city in the middle of a post-apocalypse. I found myself in my little booth. My job seemed easy. Be the gatekeeper for a boot camp and don't allow a single infected person inside. But I made a harder challenge for myself. Could I survive without letting even one infected through? A perfect run. That was the plan. But the plan quickly fell apart, and I became more than just a gatekeeper. This is the story of my attempt to a perfect run, and how one tiny mistake can change everything. Time for my first day of work. The game tells me to grab my flashlight and check the first person. There is a symptoms chart I can use to write down anything I see that's wrong. The first guy had red eyes, but they aren't red enough for a zombie and not white enough for a healthy person. It turns out to be conjunctivitis. I can send him to the quarantine zone to see if infection progresses, let him into the base, or kill him. For a perfect run, you can take chances, but quarantine seems fair. The next woman had no visible symptoms. You can pass, ma'am, but this one, something is clearly wrong with her eyes. It's either from marijuana or it's a zombie infection. I would gladly let her through if I was sure she's just had some weed, but I'm not sure. You can't take risks the whole base, so I sent her for liquidation. Next up is a guy with a bite mark. He says a dog bit him. Maybe, but we can't take that risk. You came to the wrong guy on the wrong shift, buddy. And that's day one. I even got paid. Though I don't understand why they took money from my salary. I started the new day by checking the quarantine area. The guy with the eye infection is healthy as an ox. You can go to the base, you're lucky this time. I got a new tool to check temperature and pulse. Now finding infected people will be easier. I wonder, how did I work without this? What if I already let a zombie in? The next woman just says, look me in the eyes, I'm healthy. Looking into her eyes, I only saw the path to the liquidation chamber. This next lady was tricky. I couldn't tell if she had scratches or just mud on her skin. On top of that, her pulse was just shy of the range that would confirm she's infected. It was too close, but I'm sending her to quarantine. And this guy, I feel like I have seen him somewhere before. Something tells me plants were protecting him from zombies. Day 2 is a success. Time to sleep, but they wouldn't let me. An alarm goes off, and suddenly I'm flying a drone and the game unexpectedly turns into an action movie. I hesitated for a second and the zombie almost broke through. Then a new message. In addition to inspection, you are responsible for overall management of the checkpoint. This includes the survivors, provision, power and buildings. What the hell? The working conditions were clearly different when I took this job. Suddenly, I'm checkpoint manager, drone pilot, and I'm paying for everyone's food out of my pocket. The woman from quarantine turned out to be infected after all. That's too bad. She said she beat her brother as a joke. Now I feel bad for her brother too. I cleared out the rest of the line, making the hard choices. The next morning, the generator ran out of fuel. It's always something. My mornings now starts with buying supply instead of drinking a cup of coffee. I upgraded the generator, bought fuel, food and medicine, blowing through all my hard-earned money. They gave me a reflex hammer. Let's try it. Holy crap, they hit me back! I ran into an unpleasant situation where I sent one woman to quarantine while another was leaving, and they blocked the door, refusing to let each other pass. I had to upgrade the quarantine just to fit one more person in. Day 4 is over. I'm deep in the red. Day 5 and I get a warning about coming evacuation. I need to be extra careful. At least The base will be less crowded. I'm spending a fortune feeding everyone. I went to check on my friends in quarantine and a zombie ate everyone. I was probably glad I wouldn't have to feed extra mouths, especially since there might not be enough space in the base, but this is a horrible reminder of my challenge. This is so important. This is what happens if I fail. I need to clear the room. Sorry, buddy. After sending another poor soul to their death, I saw a character with a bag on his head and bones for hands. My tool showed he had a pulse and reflexes. I don't know how he could be killed, but I wasn't letting him in. After checking everyone, my base was at maximum capacity. I organized the evacuation, sending 6 people to military for money and 6 to the scientist for research points. The first 5 days were perfect. The menu says I need to complete 4 more evacuations. The perfect run continues. The day started with checking quarantine. Some went to the base as healthy, some went back to quarantine and some to their death. I got a new toy, a tool for looking under clothes. Would you want one of these in real life? You prevents. Then it happens. A message appeared. Poor inspection. Without knowing, I let a possibly infected person into the camp. My heart sinks. I can't even change my decision. Is my perfect run over? I got a directive. If I met a person named Solomon, send him to quarantine. He's apparently survived the infection 3 times. I will try not to forget. I bought an upgrade for the canteen to generate food. By my calculation, I will pay for itself in 6 days. So it's a good investment. The morning quarantine check didn't end well. Good thing I cleared it out before sending Solomon there. I went to check on the guy I accidentally let through. He didn't turn. He's fine. I can breathe again. The perfect run is alive. A new feature unlocked. Baggage check. If I see zombie parts, I have to send the person to their death. I took some weird containers from a guy, accidentally confiscating his personal things. I hope it wasn't important. I saw a rotting skin, necrosis, for the first time and sent the man for the more checks. I completely forgot I was supposed to be looking for Solomon. Lucky me, the last one in the line was him. Quarantine it is. At night, another zombie attack. But it was successfully repelled. My new job is to kill Bruce's face. They think he's a zombie smuggler. I let Solomon out of quarantine. He seems okay. I was worried about him because an infected person was clearly in there with him, and I didn't want her to eat him. I found an unknown symptom and sent the person to be studied, but no new symptoms were found. It seems that instead of taking the right organ for study, I accidentally took the wrong one. I couldn't believe how many bites this woman had. I don't know what she had to go through, but she wasn't getting past my check. And here comes the last person. Jeffrey King. Damn it! Looks like I missed Bruce's face. I decided to send Jeffrey himself to research, because I wasn't sure if his marks were bruises or a new symptom. Turns out they were just bruises. Sorry, man. But then I got a message. The job was done. It seems I accidentally sent Bruce's face to his death earlier. My run was saved by pure luck. Because he died, I learned a new symptom, aggression. Jeffrey's sacrifice was not in vain. New order, do not take away a police button. New tool, a stethoscope. The morning started with the clearing out the quarantine. It's so rare for people to get out of their healthy. I heard the infected breathing with the stethoscope, but couldn't choose. It is a symptom. I sent a person for the lab tests, but no symptoms were found. I wonder what I'm supposed to do with people like that. I let a guy with the police button through, as I was told. I found another unknown symptom and sent the person to research. This time the organ collection was successful and I unlocked the new symptom. I should have found a long time ago if I hadn't mixed up the controls. At the end of the day, I found a candy bar with infected parts hidden inside and took it. So far I'm doing all extra jobs successfully. I finally figured out how to unlock the infected lung symptom through research. Then I had to pay a fine for missing illegal items. I had no idea what it was. I thought I would take all the weapons. Another small mistake. Then, for a long time, nothing new happened. I just kept checking people. I found a crazy man with saws and sent him to be killed, as I was told. The next morning began with a zombie attack. A perfect time to test my new soldier upgrades. And then in the morning, the worst thing happened. A warning. An infected person inside the base. My base. I let them in. I missed the necrosis. After being so careful, I failed. The perfect run is over. I bought an upgrade for defensive tower. This upgrade allows you not to lose everyone when a zombie is missed. It's a shame I didn't do it a day earlier. The perfect run is over. My entire childhood was ruined by one small mistake. If you're enjoying this descent into madness and want to see how I deal with the consequences, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what's happened next. Now I have a new challenge, don't let another one in, and live with the result of my mistake. The next day, I unlocked a pistol. This is probably not a good sign. While checking quarantine, I heard a strange sound. A zombie came at me. I panicked, ran, took out my pistol and shot it. But it hit me first. I hope I'm not infected. I walked around the base and found another zombie walking into the safe area. There was no alarm and no one was panicking. I had to kill it myself. While checking another person, they attacked me. I didn't see it coming. And 2 hits while trying to get my weapon. I need to get it faster. I unlocked an X-ray, the second to last tool. I found a woman with a lot of lemons and got rid of them because my bosses told me to do it. This is my life now. Another person had a blood from the mouth and a problem with her liver. I sent them for research and discovered a new symptom, a color change. Day 13 is over. Day 14 starts. I see I have a cat. I wonder what I should call him. Write your suggestion in the comments. I just realized I'm in deep trouble. The evacuation is in 1 day and I need 14 people but only have 5. I have to start letting more people through, which means more risk. I took the book How to Quit Smoking, completing another simple job. Interestingly, I still haven't failed a single one of these tasks. The next person's luggage. Holy hell! Why are you carrying so many zombie parts? You're going to be killed, man. The next guy... You gotta be kidding me. This person is clearly infected, but they also have strange symptoms I haven't seen. I sent him for research and learned one new symptom. A pity I only unlocked one. I think there were several. New day. Evacuation day. I barely managed to get 11 people, so I still need 3 more to meet the quota. As I'm sending a woman to quarantine, she screams and attacked me. Wow, lady, just lie down and rest. I finally realized that the unhealthy liver symptom icon means any organ, not just a liver. All those times I saw bad lungs and didn't know what to do. I feel so stupid. And one more completed job, sending a 16-year-old girl to quarantine. During the evacuation, I sent most people to the scientists for research points since I don't have money problems. And only now I do realize that I don't have to evacuate everyone, just meet the quota. I could have held people back to give me a head start. It seems that how you are supposed to play, and now I might not have enough people for the final evacuation. Day 18 started with a hunt for rats. My directive was to kill 3 rats with a hammer. I'm not kidding. On day 19 I got a new UV tool. I have 13 people in one camp and needed 17. For the next evacuation with 2 days to go, I think things are going okay. I saw a guy with a super strange lung, not just a color change. I sent him for research, thinking it was a 3rd stage symptom. Unfortunately, I was wrong. It was a safe disease. I killed an innocent person, and I'm getting so scared by back check messages. Looks like I killed another innocent person. With the UV light, I saw a trace that appears on infected people and thought it was related, but maybe it was just not. Day 20. Evacuation is tomorrow. I have my quota of 17 people. I saw a guy with a strange brain, did some research and found the 3rd stage of intestinal disease. I saw another strange gut, did another study and learned about organ necrosis. On day 21, evacuation day, I sent exactly 17 people, all healthy, and kept the rest for the final evacuation. The next few days were a blur. My job for day 33 is to find and kill a guy named Pike. After checking a few people, I forgot to check their names. I sent a man to quarantine, remembered to look at his name, and it was a Pike. I had to go in and do the dirty work. Later, I came back to the game and called the next person. I went to take his temperature, pressed the mouse button and a gunshot. Oh my god, I thought I killed him, but he got up. It was a shock. The next person I sent to be killed attacked me from behind. I had to finish the job myself. New day, 24. 2 days until the final evacuation. All my people in quarantine have died. While examining someone, I get a blow to the back of my head. Then another. They beat me up for just doing my job. Damn, another bad check message. I had a very bad feeling that this one was a zombie. Then I remembered I forgot to write down that he had cirrhosis. Maybe it's okay. I hope. I felt like I was about to be attacked, but I mixed up the buttons and got beaten up before my security guard saved me. How lucky I am! They are always there to help, right as I'm about to pass out. Finally, I was ready. I think this is the only time I successfully drew my pistol and killed an infected without taking a single hit. And so then 24 ended, and day 25 began. The final evacuation is tomorrow. No new zombies got into the camp. It's time to finish the second to last day. And here it is. Day 26, the final evacuation. By the way, this is my collection in the garage. I managed to find a few things. I have 25 people, and I only need 18. All that's left is to not miss an infected on the last day. I wouldn't let that happen. A zombie appeared in my quarantine, but I had to burn it, since my holding cage is full. I found a new symptom, blood from the mouth. I thought it was safe, but the game says it's doubtful. I was so lucky I didn't let anyone with this inside by accident. I have beds for 25 people and I'm letting the 28 person in. Good thing it's evacuation day. After another attacker jumps me, I forget again to switch from the pistol to the thermometer. This time I didn't aim to the stomach, but at the head. An innocent, I feel very sorry, but it's fine. We have a lot of people in the camp. I've checked everyone in line. Time to send the trucks. Since I don't need science points, I'm filling up the military trucks to the map. Let them all go fight. I sent 31 people and went to get some rest that I earned. I've saved up 40,000 on my account. I thought the game would end, but a huge zombie attack started. It was just like the others, only bigger. I fought it off. The evacuation result showed I didn't send any infected people, which is great. I sent enough people. Total infected missed 1. That one zombie, a reminder of my failure. If it wasn't for that one, everything would be perfect. After that, my boss thanked me for my work and offered me a new job. I think that staying here means playing the game forever, so I flew away. And that's it. The game was interesting, but my personal challenge made it very tiring and a bit drawn out. Because there were so many tools, every check was a difficult puzzle that took a long time. In total, I finished the game in 14 hours, but I lost my challenge. That single failure, that one person I missed, haunted the entire rest of my playthrough. But in a way, it made the story more compelling. It wasn't about being perfect anymore. It was about surviving with the consequences of my imperfection. Thank you all for watching my experience of playing this game. I hope you enjoyed the journey. Give it a like if you did. Subscribe for the more stories like this one, and let me in the comments what you would have done. Could you have managed a perfect run? I will see you in the next video.